6, number 7, I believe that is. Yesterday was really good. It was physical. It was our first day in full gear, and our level of execution, the way we ran to the football, the way that we just operated from the snap, the cycle of the snap standpoint, receiving the signals, communicating, getting lined up, going fast, going on to the next play. The pace was really good. The tempo was good. The physicality, the pad level was a lot better. Technique and fundamentals still is a work in progress. And we played several guys, and we went extensively. We went deep into probably the 100-plus player range, even though it wasn't a scrimmage. And then today we were out there in spiders and helmets, and part of it was good, the other part's not good. So what sticks out is that we're a work in progress. We're advancing, we're getting better, we're progressing, but we have to do a much better job as coaches and then as players, understanding that this process, there's no let up. It's foot on the gas. We have to complete every single play from start to finish, from the way we receive that signal to how we line up, how we communicate, how we execute, and how we finish, and that you can't compromise that. So we'll get together here in a little bit, and we'll prepare for tomorrow's scrimmage. We'll scrimmage here at night. That will be closed to the public, unfortunately, for you guys, but it's something that we need to see. We need to see ourselves execute with everybody off the field. No crutches, no assistant coaches trying to get a guy lined up, no cheating, right? We want to see who can block and tackle, throw and catch and run, execute, play football, and start really evaluating what that's going to look like as we get closer and closer to the season.
Knowing how much planning and organizing and scripting and all these things, are you about where you want your Sunday practices in? Are you a little ahead? What would you say on your checklist kind of are you this point?
I think that part of the checklist has to be so high that you never get there, so we're always going to be reaching for more. So we're making progress is the best way to find it.
No different.
How much weight do the scrimmages hold when it comes to early playing time?
A lot.
Or earning, I should say earning.
A lot. There is no script. There is no, you can't overly plan for it. You have to run the process. You have to execute what is called, and you have to make adjustments and trust your rules. Everything has an intent, right? Every call, every play has an intent. It has a rule. You got to understand numbers, leverages, how to line up, where to line up, horizontal, vertical. Where's your help? Where's it not? Where are you alone? All those things are critical, and the only way to do that is to know what you're doing, how to do it exactly like we want it done, and why we are doing it that way. And that's the only way to learn football. That's the only way, you've heard us say, don't do it till you get it right, do it till you can't get it wrong. That's the only way that it works. Like the whole on the board, ask a question and a guy responds, that's not it. Got to rep it a lot. On the board, on the field, in our walkthroughs, in our units, in our indie periods, and then to our team periods, then eventually the scrimmage, and then it's got to translate to game time. So we want to see drill transfer tomorrow, amongst other things. If we've been working certain combination blocks that require a certain hat placement and hand position at a certain angle, that has to show tomorrow when that play is called and it has to be executed. If we want to see a certain route adjustment, when they go from one coverage to another and the quarterback and the receiver have to make that adjustment post-snap, we want to see that tomorrow.
How about the format? Are the coaches on the field the first one? Is it just like a game?
Everybody out the field. We'll warm up for about 15-20 minutes. In that span, we'll have everything from 8 to 10 minutes of indie, about 7 minutes of 7-on-7 and one-on-ones with the bigs, some formalities of getting organized to make sure we can also run our specialties. We want to practice all our units, kickoff, cover, punt return, kickoff return, PAT field goal, and PAT field goal block. So 2 minutes of organizational time, and then we're rolling. We're kicking off and we're playing ball.
Coach, the receiver group, just in this first week, have they done a good enough job of making the plays when they come their way or finishing those opportunities?
There's some highs and lows, and they got to be pressed, and they're going to be pressed nonstop, relentlessly. We got to have guys that consistently perform at a high level, and the quarterback supporting cast. All right, so let me go back. There are no sacred cows, whether you're the quarterback or not. You're going to be coached hard. There's a level of expectation that's not going to be lowered and not going to be compromised. So with that, as we're on the quarterbacks, the wide receiver group has to continue to be more consistent in every aspect. Physicality when it's time to block, running the right route, aligning the proper way, taking the right release, understanding when you're pressed, when you're not, what to do, when you have what, and then of course contested balls, finding a way to come up with them. So, and there has been progress. We have seen, like yesterday and early today, we made some really, really good plays. And if we're capable of doing it once, we're capable of doing it all the time. So they're going to be pushed. We've had some good moments. We've had some other ones where we got to get better. So we need to keep progressing.
Without like a designated special teams coordinator or coach like among your assistants, how is that workflow kind of run during games?
It's run like we run it all the time. All the coaches are responsible for a phase in it. I'm also involved in the entire thing, and we have 2 analysts assigned to it, and we work together. So come game time that we can direct it. I eventually give a call for each phase.
And which 2 analysts for that?
Say again.
Which 2 analysts for that?
Danny Coulter and Marwan.
Guys can get excited for the first day of match, get excited for the first day out, and all that stuff. Now as you get into, for lack of a better term, the dog days.
Yeah, I thought
Where's
yesterday
that
was.
just come from?
I thought yesterday was. We went short yards and goal line, and we had to let it go live because it was so intense. And we said, let's let it eat. We'll run our short yards goal line plays today, not do it Saturday. Those are pretty physically intensive now. There's some risk reward that comes with that, but it was that level. It was exactly how you want to be progressing, not technically, but from a pad level, striking standpoint, and trying to be physical. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do to get physical now. We're understanding kind of what it is. We're not there yet, so we're working at that. And then today, again, we faded. You could tell I ain't happy. You shouldn't be, because we're not coming off of that. It's this whole how you do anything is how you do everything. It's got to be an everyday thing. So now that being said, there's progress, and our players are to be commended for that. And also, there's no compromise, so they're going to be pushed to do better.
How many plays you go before? I'm sorry. How many plays you go before?
Probably 150.
That was the last question for Chris.
Defensively yesterday, the turnovers, you touched on physicality. What do you think of the defense? I know creating turnovers is something they're trying to do.
Sure, I thought that in 2 minutes they created some turnovers. I thought on the goal line they did a great job, and they got after the line of scrimmage and shortened the edges and shrunk that thing up and got some good knockback. I thought in all the stuff in the green zone, in the middle of the field playing, I thought the offense made some big plays, executed really well, protected well. The pockets were clean, the reads were clean, had some explosive plays both in the run and the pass game. I had some really good blocks, not only up front but also outside the court, on the perimeter, and we saw some significant improvement in the way that we tackled. Near leg, near shoulder, making sure that we're getting our hat across and whatnot. So all in all, we saw a lot of back and forth, which is good. The defense definitely dominated the 2 minute period, and probably the goal line. I thought the short yard stuff was pretty
Thank you very much.
good.